Hey there, this is the Heir of Carthage bringing you my 100th YouTube video. And to go back to my roots, it's going to be a Rome Total War video with me playing as Carthage. I was planning on doing a video of me fishing, but I didn't have anybody to film it. And things just kind of fell through. I didn't have time to go fishing this weekend, so sorry. You're not going to get like a real life adventure. But I decided to bring you this cool Rome Total War battle I fought not too long ago. And I think it'll be nice because it's me going back to some classic Carthage. And I'm playing on 10K like I have been on my Roman battles. Yeah, it's just been a new interesting way for me to play the game since I've been playing on 15K for so long. So let me introduce you to my Carthaginian army. This army is actually semi-feasible, though not, not completely. I have 5 units of pointy infantry making up my phalanx. They have silver upgrades. I've got 4 slingers with gold attack upgrades. I have on either flank a unit of Libyan spearmen with silver defense. And I have Sacred Band cavalry, there's what my general is, and Long Shield cavalry on either flank. Also they have silver upgrades. Let's go take a look at my opponent's army. He's got an interesting army. He's playing as a Julii Romans, as you can see, and his name is Stinkhammer. So hopefully I don't get crushed under the stink. Here he has a unit of peasants out front to try and absorb my missile fire, which they will have the privilege of doing. He has 4 units of Roman archers, with probably gold weapon upgrade. Out here he's got 2 Praetorian cavalry, and 1 more in the rear. Up front he has 2 legionary cohorts and an urban cohort. His second line is 2 legionary first cohorts, and his general is an urban cohort, and he's got Triarii spearmen for support. So my opponent has a very tough army here. You'll notice that his infantry don't really have any upgrades, but against pointy infantry, even with upgrades, he's not going to need it. These Roman troops here are tough. Carthage never fought against late legionaries, so yeah, for pointy this is going to be quite a battle. Now had I brought Sacred Band it'd be a little bit easier for me, but not necessarily easy. So I pull up nice and close. I don't have my slingers in loose formation, I don't need to. If you can get your slingers in close fast, they will absolutely trash archers at close range. Look at these peasants. Took them down to 65 already from 120. See all the bodies there. And then the archers are taking damage quickly too. So let's watch what happens when the slingers get close to the archers. This is one of the best ways to use slingers, but you have to be careful because they're vulnerable in front of your line. So there come the rocks and watch the people drop. Yeah, that was a brutal hit there. I took out 20 of those archers. And really taking out a lot there. So see, look, his archers are already decimated for my slingers. So even though I took a lot of losses moving up, when you get slingers at close range and then with the rain like this, it puts the archers at a detriment. So my slingers are going to absolutely massacre his archers. And seeing that, my opponent's making some moves to guard his flanks. He doesn't want me to outflank him, which isn't really going to be possible because I didn't bring enough infantry to do so. So my opponent has pretty clearly lost the missile duel. He's got 1 unit of untouched archers out here that were not within range of my slingers. But I'm about to bring some slingers in to deal with them. He's got his Triarii guarding here. Now notice I'm using the same tactic that I did with my Roman armies. I've got my Libyan spearmen acting as light infantry for my cavalry, but my opponent is making the intelligent move of countering me with the same. And then seeing that my cavalry over here no longer has infantry support, he's going to shift some forces in that direction so that I can't outflank him. Yeah, Stinkhammer was a very good opponent. This is a very interesting battle. I won't give away the ending. I'll let you see what happens. So I've still got my archers up here just basically harassing his men. I expect them to be causing very little damage. I moved back my slingers because he's moved up his cohorts, and I've left 1 out front on loose formation, hoping that he would throw his Pilla, but he did not fall for such a plan, which was definitely good on his part. Now this battle's kind of long, so I'm going to stop recording and I'll come back on here in a moment when some action starts. Okay, as you can see, my opponent's trying hard to outflank me, so to throw him off balance, I do a quick phalanx charge when he's not expecting it, and I'm going to charge my pointy in. I don't quite get close enough to jam my spears right into him, but they've actually already thrown most of their Pilla at my slingers, so he charges his infantry right into my line, but right here I've got a bad situation going on. He has urban cohorts and the flank of my pointy, and that's very dangerous. Right now they're wavering, and so I've really got to do something fast. So I make a heavy cavalry charge into these urbans in an attempt to take them out of the battle, and I do kill a whole lot of them, but they hang in there for a while. I also don't want to lose all my cavalry. Here I've brought in my Libyan spearmen, and even though I know they're going to die, I've brought them in here to keep his infantry busy. And I did end up routing that unit of urbans, and that's good because that's such an elite unit. It's going to have a bit of an effect on the rest of his troops. Back here I start a cavalry fight with some of his praetorians, and I get the better of them there. But if you look at this flank, even though I routed one unit of praetorians, I've caught some of his infantry as well, and my cavalry are not going to get the better of that exchange. So it's a pretty furious fight right now. My pointy are very, very surrounded, and that's very bad. I really have to give it to these pointy here for not routing. Normally pointy rout quickly when they get surrounded, and by all these excellent Roman troops I was very lucky that they didn't. As you can see there, I'm basically just cyclo-charging his legionary first cohort over and over again. I've brought my slingers in here into the rear of these legionaries, and they actually broke. I don't know exactly why, but they broke under my slingers, so that was great. So now I've broken his two legionary first cohorts, or one of them at least. The other is surrounded. So that's given me a bit of a morale boost amongst my men, but I've also lost some pointy infantry on my left flank. So this battle is really really close, and it's really raging. I'm making desperate cavalry attacks in order to save my infantry. So it's been a very tough fight. Very tough indeed. Stinkhammer brought a good army here. Even though they didn't have upgrades, since I'm using pointy, it's going to be very tough. Here he's driving in some hammer and anvil attacks. Fortunately my men aren't routing. He's not hitting them quite right, thank goodness. And here I'm doing the same as some hammer and anvil. I managed to rout that unit. And his praetorians come in behind me. Now here's my larger group of cavalry. I'm going to try and do some work on these guys over here. Now I do have some units that have come back from routing, and I don't always notice those right away. But as you can see, the fight's actually looking pretty bad. For me, my infantry's pretty beat up. Here I have a pretty good position on most of his cohorts, but he's moving in this unit to reinforce, so that's going to be tricky as well. I lose my depleted sacred band there. One bad thing that's going for me as well is these Romans still have this legionary eagle here. As long as they have that, I'm going to have a hard time breaking their morale. Here I charged these triarii, which was really dumb. Fortunately it didn't rout my cavalry, so I hurry up and get them out of there. I'm not letting my cavalry stay still. I'm keeping them moving in order to try and keep them from routing. So as you can see, this battle is very close still. My opponent has a little bit of cavalry left, or at least I thought he did. Maybe yeah, I think they've routed at this point. So here I see these Libyans, and I'm going to bring them back into the fight. Oh, here's my opponent's last cavalry unit. So here's my cavalry driving in again. This is a long battle, by the way, as you can tell. My strategy at first was, like I said, to do that phalanx charge, try and catch my opponent off guard, go for a quick rout, but you can't really quick rout legionary first cohorts with pointy infantry. Yeah, it's a very very hectic fight right now. Here's my pointy taking down these triarii. They actually do pretty well facing guys like that, but unfortunately for me, there's lots of these excellent urban cohorts left. So like I said, I was real impressed with my pointy. They really did a good job in this battle, not routing under a lot of the superior forces. Here's some of my Libyan spearmen getting into the fight as well. And here's coming in my cavalry for one last charge, trying to break the remainder of these Romans. And whack, there they go. So that was quite a bloody battle. You can see there. I hardly have anything left, and my opponent has this last Praetorian cavalrymen. I'll show you his last glorious stand against this army of Carthage. I think my opponent forgot about him. See if I can get the camera on him. Here we go. There goes the enemy general. Here comes the Praetorian. He's going to charge into my slingers. Here he is, bravely trying to take on the remainder of the army. my slingers kill him. So I hope you enjoyed this battle. I thought I'd make it good for my 100th video. I might have to split it in two, actually. I think I've probably gone over time. But as you can see, my name in this battle was Scipio's Bane. That's me poking fun at Scipio Africanus. I had 1,104 men deployed, made 1,169 kills, 373 men remaining, and my opponent Stinkhammer had 1,257 men deployed, 855 kills, 81 men remaining. Good game to my opponent Stinkhammer. Hope you've enjoyed this 100th video, and hope you've enjoyed all the videos along the way as well. There'll be plenty more to come.